Hey everyone, today in mid-February we're here at Niagara Falls at night. Admission is actually free at night in the winter time and much cheaper during the day. You see all the mist coming up from the falls? It's freezing, and right now there's a whole bunch of mixed sleet and freezing rain falling all over the parking lot, making it extremely slippery. Just around the falls, it's sleeting like crazy. It's basically like the lake effect snow. But around here, I'm hoping to find a bunch of stuff close to it covered in ice. Because the trees right here in the parking lot, you see how they're very white? They're covered in ice coming from the falls. You drive like half a mile away from the falls, none of the trees are like this. It's all being caused by all that mist. Okay, getting closer to the falls, the sleet is very strong. Right here is closed, going right down to the falls. Yes, the railings do have that ice I was talking about. Not much though. You see the entire sidewalk is covered in ice from the waterfall. They don't even shovel down there. They don't plow it, nothing. Closed due to extreme icy conditions. Well, hopefully we'll be able to go over to the American Falls. Someone must have gotten hurt on it. Yeah, there's no going down there today, unfortunately. Yep, not a single footprint, not one person climbed over the fence to go down there. But take a look at the ice over there. Yes, all the trees are covered in that thick ice. If we zoom in, you can see all the ice building up. The trees are covered in the freezing water. Good amount of snow here at Niagara Falls. All the benches here are in the snowbank. And the statue of Nikola Tesla. Let's go look over here. They got this extra fencing up everywhere compared to the summertime. And look at America Falls. I see a lot of ice down there. Here we got the walkways. And you can see somebody was down there walking, disobeying the fence. And over here we have America Falls, looking very beautiful. Unfortunately, we can't go down there at all on those walkways, and I'm not exactly sure why. They're probably afraid of someone slipping and falling with all the ice around, but that makes no sense. On their website, it says the Cave of the Winds is open, which is an elevator shaft that brings you way down, level with the river down there. And you can walk around on a deck. There's pictures of people down there. It's all sheer ice. Why is that open for $5 in the daytime, but not the walkways? Probably just liability issues. Wow, everyone, that looks so cool. Check out all that frazzle ice. Check out all those trees over there are completely frozen with the mist. They're all weighed down, heavy ice secretion all over them. Beautiful red falls today on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2022. Got the nice Ferris wheel over there. This whole area, the trees are all covered in a layer of freezing rain. It's coming from the falls. Just come check this out. The whole walkway is very sheer ice, and you can tell they salted it, but it's not doing much. Single temperatures already out right now. Single temps. Look at this. See that? It's not much compared to what I'm showing across the river, but ice is on literally everything. It lands on your jacket. It's completely frozen. Beautiful day here at Niagara Falls. Tonight's gonna be way down below freezing. Too bad the waterfall doesn't freeze anymore because of the hydro plant. They don't let it freeze. But right here, America Falls, it could freeze. Take a look at these giant piles of ice built up below the falls as it splashes against the cliff. Huge piles of ice. The river is freezing up down there quite a bit. Icy cliffs on the other side. Very nice looking. Back here, got the observation deck up here. And tons of icy walkways. At least we got to come over here, but it appears everywhere else is closed. It is so cold out right now. I'm having to use my nose to control the camera. My hands are frozen solid. Beginning to walk back to the parking lot, which is open 24 hours a day. I didn't know that. Tons of rose petals all over the place. Guys, check out the backside of these brickwork, frozen with ice, while this side doesn't have anything. Tree covered in ice. Railings have a bit of ice, but I've seen other people's photographs when there'd be so much ice that all the bars would be touching each other. It must be so heavy when that happens. Right up here is when back in the fall time we actually unclogged this drain. It was full of debris, and there's a pretty big flood right here on the sidewalk. Oh, the water looks really nice here with all the lights aimed at it. You see, guys, how the river is like a very creamy color, right? It kind of looks fake. Because what you're seeing right there isn't all just water, but it's tons and tons of frazzle ice flowing by. I'm about to show you guys what exactly that means. When we get back up on that bridge to go to the parking lot, there's some stagnant areas where it's not moving, and you'll see big areas of snow cone slush puppy material. that looks very, very cool. This angle right here under the bridge looks so beautiful. Over here you can see Niagara Falls sending so much mist up into the air, as I showed at the beginning of the video. All over the parking lot it's sleeting and freezing rain. And over here you see American Falls throwing quite a bunch itself up into the sky. Now we're gonna go and get up there onto the bridge. Alright guys, we're going across the bridge now. And over here, let's just stop and look at this really nice little building. Look at this. Made out of nice stone with a slate roof. That thing will be around for quite a while. I wonder what it used to be. They repurposed it, looks like, for their surveillance equipment. Oh, my fingers are about to freeze off. It's so cold out right now. As we're going across right now, take a look at the really nice lights they have on the water. Very pretty. And if we walk a little bit down the bridge, we can see the other side, the incoming water. Very turbulent. And we got an almost full moon, if not full. It might be full, I'm not sure. My fingertips are starting to get very, very sore. I am wearing gloves, that's how cold it is. Right through the gloves. Very cold, windy out here. Take a look at all that ice building up on the trees that got stuck. You see all those trees that are stuck with all the ice building up against it? Very nice. Now this is what I was telling you guys about earlier. As you can see, they did not put the metal plates back in the right spots. That's why the yellow line isn't centered anymore. But anyway, this right here is the frazzle ice. See it spinning around? It looks like a big slushy. The entire river is flowing slush. You can only see it right here where the water has slowed down. Very beautiful. Now I gotta warm up for a few minutes. Very cold. Alright guys, we're leaving for tonight. My jacket was actually a bit crunchy from all the freezing rain in the air produced by the falls. Alright everyone, today we're going back to see Niagara Falls in the winter. During the daytime, you can see in the distance all the mist it's creating. That's what that big plume is in the center of the screen, to the right side of that tall building. Okay, we made it to the falls. Take a look at that. So much river ice. Today it's gonna be about 30 degrees for the high. Tomorrow's gonna be in the 50s and tons of rain. Everything's gonna melt tomorrow. Take a look at all those huge ice chunks. Sheets of ice, tons of frazzle ice. That's why the rest of the water looks foggy. It's more of a slush, even the places that you aren't seeing the white sheets. Watch your step. They don't plow most of this, and it's very slippery and uneven. And look at this right here. The snow is so deep, look how low the railing is. That is pretty cool right there. It's a big slushy of water. And all those round sheets of ice. Looks really cool. Over across the way, you can see the Maid of the Mist. Completely docked for the winter. And now we're going over to see the ice that's all accumulated. And here comes another friendly squirrel. Oh, they come right up to you looking for food. Not as cold today. It's already slightly above freezing. We're gonna drive down 2 miles and hopefully find the Niagara Falls whirlpools. Let's take a look at all the seagulls today. I wonder what kind of fish or stuff they're eating. I'm not sure how well they're showing up on camera, but there's got to be hundreds of them just circling down there. Now this guy's way more friendly than the last one. This one's a lot more trusting than the last one. I was scared of every noise. But there's also not construction noises right here. Alright guys, we're back at the falls today, and take a look at how beautiful the mist is that has froze everything. Remember yesterday I showed you it was like snowing as it froze, but now that it's the next morning, look at this crust. That is so fun. Take a look at the trees. These ones have a little bit of ice on them. This building right here is covered in ice from the falls. But let's go look at the trees over here, which have by far the most. Everything's melting today. Look at that, melting like crazy on the sunny side. So many seagulls. And here's the falls making all kinds of mist that goes and freezes on everything. Trees look very beautiful here. Bushes, everything. Like, take a look at this lamppost. Only on the side of it towards the falls, it's covered in ice. Other backside, nothing. Look at this slushy, salty slurry. Pretty cool. Look at this, so much ice. Not gonna be using that. Wow. Oh, wow. Can't believe the ice. Take a look over here at the other side. They're so beautiful. I wish we could go over there, but that walkway is closed. I guess they don't want people slipping and falling on it. See that? There's a duck down there. There's a duck down there. Alright guys, where I just saw the duck down there, I just saw another one swim over to that place, and I just saw one fly over there. It's possible there's a nest in the edge of the bushes. What are the ducklings gonna do when they try to leave the nest? Really dangerous situation with the ducks. Looks like a few people did go down there, but the path is closed due to icy conditions this year. Can't go anywhere near it. Hey, there's a big rainbow over the American Falls. Can't see the rainbow from this angle, but you can see a bunch of sheets of ice moving around. Looks very nice down there. See a bunch of sheets of ice going underneath the bridge, off the falls. The super icy trees. Heading towards Horseshoe Falls. Trees look really nice with the ice. And right here, they did salt it, you see the holes, but it really did nothing. It's still very slippery. Sheet of ice, the whole sidewalk. But the ice slowly is falling off as we're walking around. Every now and then you can see it falling off railings, falling off trees, falling off benches. Basically anything is falling off. See right here, everything is falling off of the railings here, but the areas that are blocked by trees that the sun's not hitting will remain covered in ice. Wow, check out the ice secretion here. Wow, I think you can actually walk on this. The ice is so thick. Almost. Yeah, you can walk on it. The ice is so thick here. Look at this. I haven't seen ice on top of snow thick enough to walk on in a long time, since I was little and didn't weigh a lot. I'm now 180 pounds. It's not every day you find stuff that can hold you. This thing is extremely slippery. You see that glaze over the snowbank, over everything. And as we get closer to the Horseshoe Falls, the trees are more and more pretty. Might be slippery getting back down here, so I'm not going to go a steep way. I'm not wearing cleats. super slippery stuff. But the road is starting to melt a lot. We are now above freezing. Oh, that's a really stuck one in there. Take a look at how slippery this is. If I walked out here without cleats, I'd probably slide all the way down there. Look at that. It's sheer ice like I was just walking on the top of the snow. Everywhere. You can see the railings, how deep the snow really is. These railings are not small enough to slip through. They should just shovel it and make people sign a waiver like they do at certain dangerous parks across the country. Looks beautiful down there. Take a look at all the trees over here. So much ice. It looks like the police department even came here to get a good look at all the nice scenery. Alright guys, check it out. If you throw a piece of ice here, it goes really, really far because it's so slippery. Watch this. Boom! Alright, this is probably the biggest piece of ice I'm gonna find. And let's try throwing it over the fence. Very slippery going up to it. Look at this. Very slippery getting up here to the fence. Come to think of it, I think that police officer was probably looking to make sure nobody was in the restricted area. Come to think about it, last night I got pulled over by the police here in Niagara Falls. And I thought it was because I was going 5 miles over the speed limit, but it wasn't. They said I had a headlight out, so they gave me a ticket for that, even though I had a spare headlight and said I could fix it right there. The ticket I got dismissed the next day. The ticket said within 48 hours you can get it dismissed if you fix it and go to any police station to verify it. So I went to the state police within 48 hours. They verified I did fix it. Then I went right to the courthouse next to the police department after I had them sign it, and it was dismissed immediately. So, a hassle, but I wonder what the cop would have done if I asked him to sign off on it. Probably wouldn't have let me change it on the side of the road, honestly. But I've had issues like that where they actually did. One time I got pulled over for a bike rack partially blocking a license plate. They let me readjust it and let me go without even issuing the ticket. I don't think the cop was just bored and wanted something to do, even though I could have fixed it on the spot. Check this out. Right here at the top of the stairs, they are extremely icy. Let's see if I drop a piece of ice down it. not as far as I wanted it to. I wish I had a really big piece with a lot of weight. It would fly really far. All right, everyone, my hands are really cold. I'm carrying a really big piece of ice, hoping it'll slide pretty far. Let's hope I can throw it pretty far with one hand. Oh no, it didn't go fast enough. I'm gonna find another big piece. Maybe it'll go further down. It's going. Oh no, oh, whoa, it's going. Is it still going? It got stuck somewhere. I did not see it come back up over into the river, but that got a lot further. Yes, I knew we needed weight. The further I walk from the falls, the thinner the ice is, as the trees are taking more of it and there's less of it. It's a much cooler noise far away. Those bird spikes worked out very well. There's a bunch of small nests up here. All right, we're going into the Cave of the Winds, which is $12. A bit cheaper than summer, but not $5. Their website is wrong. It's actually open until 4, not 3. We're going in to watch a quick movie about the place. First time I thought it was going to be a safety movie, but it's not. It's just about the history. Then we get to go downstairs. We gotta wait until that clock is done counting down. 5.5 minutes to look around the little museum. There's way too much to show on camera. These things have a bunch of history. You keep pushing the button to the next slide. We did this back in the fall. I'm hoping we'll be able to see lots of ice down below on the platform. Amazing, there's no real winter pictures of it. That's cool. Alright guys, we're actually gonna go down first before the movie theater because I have to reboot it. Something's not working. It's extremely dark in here, hard to see. Now, here comes the lights. But we'll come back up and watch the movie in a bit. We're gonna go downstairs first. So straight out the back. And over here, gorge trip elevators. This way you gotta leave the building and go to the elevator shaft. I've been here in the fall and now the winter. Definitely the time to come here, because look at this place they have here for lines. You really want to wait in a couple hour line to get in this? Definitely recommend going off season. Yeah. Massive lines must be here in the summertime. And now this is where we wait for the next elevator trip. And here's a cute black squirrel. And we wait here.
So we're gonna head down 175 feet. It's about 17 and a half stories of solid rock in 30 seconds. Once we reach the bottom, there's a short little tunnel. Just walk straight on out and then go to the right. That brings you to the viewing area in front of the Bridal Veil and American Falls. It will be self-guided, so just go at your own pace. We do have someone out there though if you have questions. And when you're ready to leave, just come back to the elevator, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Alright, folks, straight on out and have a great time.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Think of how many people must come here in the summertime. Look at the floor. They probably have railings and one-way lines when this place is packed. There's ATV in here. Did you guys see that cute tiny excavator in the hallway? I hope they let us get pretty close. Oh, this is slippery and scary, so close to the edge. Oh wow, this is beautiful. And it looks like we get to see a decent amount of this. We don't get to go super close, but we'll get pretty close to the ice.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, if you look up right above you, Bridal Veil Falls, the small one's the Bridal Veil, and then the bigger one's the American Falls. And Luna Island is the island in between. It's called Luna Island, like a lunar face, but Luna. So it's Good Island, Luna Island, Bridal Veil Falls, American Falls, and then the big one's a horseshoe.
Thank you.
You can go out here, take some photos, and then go up there.
They have non-slip mats all over the place. Look at the ice on the railings here. Oh wow, that's beautiful, this picture. Look at all this stuff. It's definitely thawing. I can see every now and then a piece shifting. Yeah, they removed everything for the winter time. We were able to walk way down here back in the fall, but you know, ice would completely destroy it. This ice is so heavy, and when the thing finally breaks free, it could cause a lot of damage. This is all definitely gonna be gone tomorrow. It's gonna be 50 degrees. Going up to the next deck. Take a look at all the snow and ice they have to shovel every day. There's so much of it. And a lot of it is probably from the mist freezing. sheets of ice that's got to be snow blowed and scraped off. I don't really remember these pictures. They may have changed the signs for wintertime. Wow, take a look at that. How much ice secretion there is. And I think all of that is ice secretion, very little snow, because just look underneath. If it was snow, I think it would have encapsulated every little bush. And they even took down the upper deck called the Hurricane. Unfortunately, even in the summertime, that was closed. We were unable to go to it. The seagulls are going nuts over something down there.
Yeah.
Check out this hole. There must be some warmth coming out of it, because look how it's frosting up. Now, if everyone notices, all the ice in the river is coming out of American Falls and Bridledale Falls, but yet down here there's hardly any ice at all. Look at that, groundwater making dirty stains on the walls. There's so few people here today. Thank you. They don't plow many of their sidewalks around here, I tell you that. Okay, I drove about 5 minutes up to see the water that's going into American Falls. So I wanted to see up close to it all the slush. And there might be there's a culvert pipe right here. Take a look at all these ice chunks. It's so cool. Going into the rapids. I want to walk up a bit before the rapids where you can really see it. I wonder how often the water actually comes up onto the road. There's only like 2 feet of elevation. Look at that. So much frazzle ice. A lot of this looks like small sheets, but if you were to grab it, it would shatter in your hands. This looks so cool. I've never seen so much flowing slush before. It's fantastic. Now to show you up close what's flowing, look at this. Tons of tiny little pieces of ice. The water is so crystal clear. Oh, look at this. So much ice moving. Now down there you can see the gigantic power plant. The reason why barely any ice goes over Niagara Falls. And they have a whole bunch of massive lights aimed at this for nighttime. Look at all the slush moving here. Not really a danger if you fell in here. It's so stagnant next to the edge until you get down near the rapids. Got a nice bunch of ivy going up that tree. Here we got a security camera. Water gauge so you can look online and see exactly how high the water is. Oh, that sounds so nice, the water and ice smashing together. This looks really cool. Bet that'll be pretty fun to go through in a good sized boat. Now if you look out there, no ice at all. It's all against this edge, which is really cool. All right. Now we're gonna get back in the car for a 20-minute drive before it gets dark, and we're gonna try to go ahead and find Whirlpool State Park, which is not far away. And I bet there's another culvert right here under this wall. Such a beautiful slush. There's so much cold wind coming off the water. It's making my fingers freeze up. All right, guys, we have now arrived at Whirlpool State Park. Barely anyone here. This place, this city has more stop signs on the main road every time you come to a side street than Connecticut. It must be because there's so many people here in the summertime. Kind of cool. I drove by an abandoned school. You could see all the hallways were full of graffiti. All right, the Whirlpool must be off the edge if we go and walk down there. When we were back at that other place, there was this guy sitting there in his car, and could definitely smell weed on him. I found this chocolate box behind a monument right next to the river. I was wondering, what's this doing here? I opened it, full of a whole bunch of edibles and weed. Put it back down. He must be waiting there for someone else to pick it up. Okay, around here there's supposed to be a massive whirlpool, and I'm hoping to see it swirling with a bunch of slush. As you can tell, the lighting is starting to get dim. It's about 4:30, and it gets dark here just after 5. We'll still probably have a good hour. That is one massive dam over there. Scenic overlook is down here. Whirlpool stairs to gorge. Closed for construction, unfortunately. Most of the awesome places seem to be closed today. But even from here, we can see a whole bunch. Look at this. That's one massive whirlpool. And yes, there's a ton of ice in there, but for the most part, it actually does look pretty frozen. I'm hoping there's more whirlpools over to the left. But this looks like where it would be. It is moving, but I think a lot of the ice is causing it to slow down. You see, there is movement across the entire thing. And then it exits right here. And over here looks really cool. See, you got the tram station, which goes across this cable, if you can see that, across the entire whirlpool to the other side. There's a lot of coyotes. I see a whole bunch of paw prints over here. I think it's probably coyotes, maybe bobcat or something like that. You can see a lot of rotation right here. Water is beautiful, turquoise color. Got a giant stone bench. Somebody has done some vandalism, pushed this giant rock down from somewhere, and they have even stole the plaque, which I'm assuming was bronze or copper. Probably got that criminal maybe $100 in scrap. They had to ruin something that'll probably cost thousands to replace of the taxpayers' money. Oh wow, this looks so gorgeous. There is rotation there, definitely looks like a whirlpool. It comes down here, and this thing is a massive whirlpool. You can tell when this river gets deeper, all these rocks down here look like they would go underwater. There's very little vegetation. Beautiful gorge. It is extremely cold with all this wind right here. It's freezing my fingertips. It's gonna hurt quite a bit once I'm done with this. So over here, you see that tram station that goes across. That's completely in Canada. This river divides the two countries at this point. The border's right here in the center. It goes out into the middle of this whirlpool to a point, about a 90-degree angle, then continues down the river as it exits. All right, take a look at the rotation going counterclockwise. All the way on the right, you see it entering, and really slowly, it's pushing all these ice sheets back into the rapids. See them slowly being swallowed up as it's slowly pushing them in? Everything is slowly moving back into the rapids as it moves around counterclockwise. Gorgeous scenery as the sun goes down. Alright, here we are, about to go over that massive dam I zoomed into a few minutes ago. We're driving over it right now. And it looks like Canada has another giant dam directly across the river. All right, everyone, we're now down the street, about a half-an-hour drive. It looks really beautiful as the sun's going down. This is Lake Ontario. You can't see the other side today, not good visibility. The other side is Canada. And take a look at this. A lot of the water has floating sheets of ice that are probably building up from the river. But if you look far out, open water. Looks absolutely gorgeous with the sun. Really nice ice everywhere. A bit further down the road, we came across some place right here with stairs. There's so much crunch on the snow that we can actually walk on it. There's stairs right here, which I thought were really cool that we just came across. And there's a culvert pipe down here. See what's up with it. It's not quite dark yet. There's a lot of graffiti there. We just come down to this deck. Wonder who made this nice deck. What do we got for the culvert pipe? I'm not sure how deep the water is or how thick the ice is. I did not mean to shut my camera off. I did not shut it off when I broke the ice. I only went through 1 foot, and I only went down about 4 or 5 inches. And look at that, I got mud all over my shoes. If I was to jump up and down right now, I would fall through again. Okay, I'm not taking my chances out here on the ice. I don't know how deep this is. I assume it's no more than 2 or 3 feet, but I'm not taking that chance. I just wanted to go look over there in that culvert pipe, which looks really awesome. Nice little deck coming down here. But I have to get back up to the road. The ice does hold me, but any sudden jolt of more pressure, you go right through it. That ice is only about 2 inches thick, and it's not very structural. Let's go through this gap in the railing, squeezing through. See if we can get up here on the top of it and just look, see what we got there. Yeah, inside there's flowing water, and by the looks of the water, yeah, even with boots I wouldn't be able to walk in there. And I'm not going to risk my big high boots because ice might cut through the thin rubber. But now that I'm walking up top again, we're gonna look across the street and see what we got. It's actually good that I'm running through some snow because it's washing the mud off. That's some nasty mud. All right, the other side, it's got a big pool, which I think is intentional. They intentionally have it dammed over there, so when the culvert pipe's blasting, it doesn't dig a hole. The water helps slow it down. We have just arrived at a place called the Shoe Trees. Look at this. How did they get them up that far? There's no possible way they climbed there. They had to have just tied the laces and just hope they get stuck. But I see single ones up there in certain places. But the majority of them, it looks like they tied the shoes and threw them up, like you used to see years ago around power lines. People would do a lot. But it looks like a ton of them did fall every time it rains. That is so cool. The shoe trees with the full moon in the back. Just a massive amount of shoes. Wow. There's a nice pair of work boots up there too. Incredible. It's literally raining shoes all over the ground. Incredible. I see so many shoes all over the place. And they even planted some baby shoe trees. Hey, look at this one. This one has already grown a pair of shoes. All right, everyone, we have just traveled even further down the road. This is called Yates Town Park, and I'm hoping to get right up on the water of Lake Ontario. There's not a lot of snow right here by the looks of it. It's very fluffy snow. I think it's colder around here compared to Niagara Falls. Nice little picnic area. It looks beautiful here as the sun is setting. Very steep down to the water. See the nice big full moon out. And I'm not sure how far I can actually walk safely because I'm not sure if this water, if there's water underneath this hollow ice. But it looks like normally this rock slope would go right down nicely into it. You could probably even go swimming. Actually, I do see a couple rocks right there poking out. I'm not sure if I want to get any closer. Because if something does start moving, these things of ice are big enough to crush you. Still moving down a little bit. Just want to stay on stable rocks. So peaceful if you listen carefully to the waves. You can see here it's all open water. All the ice is very far out. That's what you're seeing out there. All those floating pieces of ice are way out there. Alrighty, everybody. I hope this video was interesting. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.